Neither side feels great because neither side won, and you just chronicled why. They lost an opportunity, and this is something else that you and I have touched on quite a bit. We don't need to probe too deeply into because we've said it a billion times, but they lost an opportunity to distinguish their sport from certainly the NBA and to a lesser extent hockey. I don't know if they're vying for the exact same audience, but the NBA, they could have gotten a little separation there. And that last point that Tiki made, that's an important one. All this acrimony that's built, you would at least hope it would have been a bridge to a peaceful template for the next round of CBA talks, but there's not. I mean, not. You're starting over.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? You're starting over.
And it's going to be contentious because there's a lot of issues that came up in this negotiation for a truncated season that are very relevant to what's going to happen going forward. One is the universal DH. One is the expanded playoffs, which I think, honestly, everybody's on board for. We all
there won't be the expanded playoffs. It's going to be 10.
I know, I'm just saying, but all these things were on the table. Yes, you're right. There will not be expanded playoffs.
It's only 10, not 16.
But that was a congestion that we were talking about, right?
If the union made the concession.
That's right.
Yes.
If this had all worked out, we would have had a universal DH.
Yeah.
We would have had expanded playoffs, and maybe even talking about expansion. If the expanded playoffs had worked, because if you're going to do 16 teams, which I think that's what the proposal was, doesn't it make sense to have 32 teams in the MLB as opposed to 30? It just is more like symmetrical, you know what I mean? So there was opportunity for the growth of baseball that is now missed. The biggest thing that was missed, though, in this whole thing, BT, because now that Rob Manfred has decided they're going to have a season that's not going to be more than 60 games, well, the biggest thing that was missed is that they should have been playing baseball already. BT, this has been going on for so long. The NASCAR has been back up and running. And to be honest with you, because of the social things that are going on in this country, NASCAR has generated a new following, a different fan base that is starting to dial into what's going on in NASCAR. Even if they don't know what the hell they're watching. They're dialed in, paying attention to NASCAR. They've taken advantage of it. European soccer has taken advantage of it. Not necessarily the English Premier League because they just restarted, but the Bundesliga has been on. Baseball in Korea. Not that you really care what's going on, but you've been watching it. Maybe you found some kid that you liked over there in Korea. Who knows, right? But there was this opportunity for this massive sports void to be filled by Major League Baseball, and they completely whiffed on it. And that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, and it's frustrating, Teak. There's no doubt. And we've had this conversation many times. There hasn't been too many fresh layers to it. I think the only thing that was fresh, depending upon the day, was the level of ire that I would actually, depending upon what I was
pissed off for you today, BT.
Listen, I'm actually pretty measured because I'm enthusiastic that I'll get back my favorite sport. And listen, I understand. Again, 60 games, it's not what anybody wants. But the fact that it is 10 playoffs team, I almost prefer 10 rather than 16 because now there's real palpable urgency where, Teak, if you go into, whatever city and you get swept or you lose 2 out of 3 in back-to-back series and you lose 4 out of 6 games, you're behind the 8 ball pretty quickly here. So that's interesting to me. But lucky for baseball, we come with solutions. We don't want to just come here and complain all the time. So I've got a solution for baseball. If you want to, and I think it's pretty easy, which means they probably will never do it. But if you really want to get some eyeballs on the sport, think about this. What have you and I, and we've done so with a smile because we love being dads, but what have we at times lamented it with our wives? I mean, they're trying to be teachers. I mean, day camps are canceled. You can't really go to the beach. The public pools, the town pools are closed. Half the golf courses are shut down. There's nothing to do. There's really nothing to do depending upon where you are in our country. So what baseball should do is they should just put forth an inordinate amount of day games. That's it. Don't tell me it's too hot.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you need to have first pitch at 7:05 in the Bronx or at Dodger Stadium, 7:05 local time, of course, when nobody's commuting on freeways and highways and bridges to get to the stadium from work.
It doesn't matter. You can actually hold the games whenever you want.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
If you wanted to be novel and say, hey, we're going to have a 10 o'clock Eastern game, you could do it because fans aren't going to be complaining. There's not the adverse effect of not having people in the ballpark because people are not going to be in the ballpark, at least at the beginning of this thing. So you're right. So there's this opportunity to stack games. Right, if they want to find a way to own what's going on right now, stack games. Start one at noon, start one at 4, start one at 7, or whatever it may be, and own the space. And to be honest with you, BT, they're kind of going to have to do that.
But Batik, I don't think you need to stretch it out that much. When they stretch it out that much for a playoff game, it's I mean, listen, it's all about TV. We get that. And the decision to put more day games might not be the best economic decision based on the TV contract. I get that. But, there's enough teams squeezing in every team squeezing in 60 games in 66 days. You'll get a rain out, which means you'll get a couple of doubleheaders, which will be cool. But the reason why, like in the playoffs, you'll get, first pitch 108 of one game, and then maybe the other league might be 407, then, of course, the night game. You want to give fans the chance to watch each game to duration or through duration. I don't think that that's as important right now. I would actually go like this. Every hour, I would have a game. First pitch, 12:03, 1:03, 2:03, 3:03, and all the way up through the day.
Not a bad idea.
So it's a great idea. So if you want to parachute in, you come in, if you're lucky enough to have a pool in your backyard, you come in from the pool. Oh, guess who's playing? The Reds are playing today. The Marlins are playing today. The Brewers are playing today. Let me see what Yelich is doing. The Giants are playing. Oh, Garrett Cole's pitching for the Yankees. Great. Oh, Mookie Betts. the Dodgers, his debut. There's just so many ways to do this. Listen. I am excited that baseball is coming back, and you'll hear a lot of complaints. My only true gripe, which I will never relent on, never, is that they were so insensitive to the viewing public during a time that needed great sensitivity, unprecedented times, and they really failed the PR game. But in terms of the games coming back, 60 games, whatever, put a guy on second base after the 10th inning so that you don't have 19-inning affairs, that's fine. Try some quirky stuff. Have some fun. Let's go.